Okay, we've got another match to show right now. This is going to be Rampage versus Sobat. Don't let the bronze rank fool you. This is a different account. Rampage definitely has a lot to show.
4, 3, 2.
So yeah, Rampage versus Sobat. Sobat had a pretty convincing victory, I believe, in the previous match, but Rampage is a well-renowned player in the community. So we'll see how that goes. Rampage going in for controlling one of their miners with a control whip. On this side, we got Sobat already buying quite a few things. Ashing in, making bank with three miners already, as well as a castle archer. Is that correct? Is that a castle archer? No, that's just a retreated unit. We don't know what that unit is. But we do have an undead, the classic undead strat coming from Sobat. Rampage is going to respond with an Archidon, definitely in the Archidon's favor here. No surprise. And Rampage is not even going to humor the idea of that undead lasting a little bit longer than it needs to. We've got another miner in the works here, which is good. Then we have the double miner. Again, a strategy I don't think is typically a good idea, but it's also being done by Rampage, and Rampage is a lot better than me, so maybe I'm not one to critique, but we'll see. We do have Rampage controlling the miners to get the most of their money, as well as the haste being used periodically. And Sobat's also doing the same. Neither people are buying troops as much. It looks like this is going to be a more long-term game, which is fine. We do have haste being used over here, which is the big difference between these two trying to build their economies, is that Rampage is using that haste very quickly and frequently. So lots of money is going to go towards Rampage, who looks like is getting one of these Juggernauts. It's cool. I'm glad to see Juggernauts in play so much. Really exciting. We have an army of undeads that Sobat sent earlier. But Rampage is just going to distract the heck out of them by moving their archer around, almost yielding to the fact that this archer is probably going to die. But it's probably worth just keeping that army away for a little bit longer while an army over here builds up. We also now have a hero, which of course Rampage has 2 heroes to buy, which is crazy. And we're going to see how well that goes into play, especially with that control whip. Looks like the Archon finally died. We got the army of undeads as well as two Juggernauts. Yeah, these Juggernauts are doing damage for sure. Got the army of undeads coming from behind. This I understand that just like reception-wise, Rampage is kind of has a lead here, but honestly, Sobat's doing pretty good at fighting back here. Does not feel like it's in either person's favor right now. The only thing that I would say Rampage has a leg up on is simply economy, just because it shows in troop count too, 45 units, while only 34 from Sobat right now. But we have the hero coming into play now, which is going to do a lot of damage, and this cleric is so essential, especially when you have 2 heroes to keep healed. And this army of undeads is a good distraction. I don't think it's going to be enough to fight both Juggernauts, a hero, and another hero, and 2 clerics. There are 2 of them now. Count them, 2. And we do have the Eclipser here, too. Yeah, that Eclipser's gone. Sobat is still, well, not controlling that Juggernaut anymore. Yeah, it looks like the army of undead fell through. Now, here's the problem with the undead strategy. You can only buy them while you're not buying the Juggernaut also. Or maybe it's the Eclipser, actually. Yeah, the Eclipser. So it's a little bit tricky because you can't necessarily make an army. If you make an army, you yield buying any of those units. And now the miners are in full retreat. I don't think Sobat's going to have the army to fight back for this. Especially when you've got 3 different clerics in the field, as well as a hero and another hero. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a pretty convincing victory for Rampage. Again, Sobat not having a horrible strategy, just one that's not quite foolproof against this kind of deck. The more and more you get to later players, the less and less you can rely on one winning strategy. You have to be able to adapt a lot more. So, unfortunately, Rampage takes that one, also known as Masquerade. while Sobat is going to head down to the losers bracket. So, port that one. Yeah, Rampage is expected to make it far in this tournament. But seeing what Sobat has done so far, I honestly think Sobat has good chances down the losers round to make it quite a few matches as well. All right, and we're gonna see who the next lineup is. Let me just take a look at the Discord chat and see.